Alright, well, I'm going to start this video off by saying thanks everybody for subscribing and checking out my videos and stuff. Haven't been putting up a lot of content, been busy, work's been busy. You know, of course, usually a lot of the tree work I think everybody mainly trying to watch. So, because I do auto glass for a day job, and that's what this one's going to be about. Let's just get started here, and I bought a new battery. Got actually a couple things to do. My daughter likes to borrow my pickup truck, and the river mirror fell off, so we're going to be reattaching the river mirror in the truck. And my company vehicle got a rock chip in it, and it cracked the windshield in my company vehicle. So I'm just gonna start working here, and let's make a long kind of raw video, I guess, and I'll just throw it up, and I hope everybody enjoys of me doing my day job. And hopefully I'll get some tree work and be putting some more videos up on tree work. Not that I'm a professional or anything, but I sure do enjoy watching Haneke and Billy Ray, and my new favorite is Trevor from Florida there. So, and there's a whole bunch of others, some of the logging guys, Logger Wade and all those. So, you know, I appreciate them guys putting up content, and I just enjoy sharing too. So, all right, well, let's get this thing in here, and I don't know if I want to put my helmet on. I'm weird about it, or if I should just clamp this thing. So, first thing we got to do is just put it right here. I don't know which is going to be neater for you guys to watch, just having it on the head. Actually watching me grab everything. Probably looks weird to my neighbors. I got a helmet on, but they maybe they're used to it now. Might be awkward for me to do windshield like this, but we'll find out. So the first thing we got to do is take the cowl off and the wipers. Take the little caps off. These are bolted on. 13 millimeter. Usually if you just kind of grab a hold of them and wiggle them a little bit, they just come right off. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you got to use a wiper puller, but usually them come right off. Let's set the bolts and stuff right there. And then take the Phillips and pop the hood. Let's take the key out now. Goes So yeah, I'll try to put this video up in just a raw form. That way, because I kind of like that Trevor that's doing the tree stuff. Kind of like watching them. Sometimes it's, you know, a little monotonous watching it, but I find it interesting watching it from start to finish. Let me go get a tray, actually, since I don't have a tray for work. What I do here, but this is what I do. I drive around all over Northwest Ohio and put windshields in. I go to customers' houses, body shop, dealerships. Let's just unplug it. Washer squirter. Take the inside stuff off. Oh, I figured that was going to be a little weird. GPS can just go off. This has got a little ound. I just use a screwdriver, loosen it, come right off. Close out of the way, and this is my car wash. That'll come right off good. Oh, I need my window up for the setting device. Off. Yeah, and I guess I'll talk about that a little bit too, that you know, YouTube, their advertisement stuff has changed, so now I don't have any chances of having the advertisement. I didn't have it before, and so YouTube decided to take the advertisements off of my channel. So I'm not sure. I read the paper, but I don't know what that means. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that. This is the cutting device called the spider. I used to cut these out a whole lot different with a lot of metal tools. Now this spider tool is the main cutout device that I use on every windshield. And it's kind of like a throw line, and I probably could use it as a throw line. It's a braided type stuff, so basically there's a urethane around these things, and you're just basically trying to get this started, so you just stick it through the urethane all the way through. Grab a hold of it, and then you feed it all the way through. I mean, this is the way I do it. I'm sure other guys that use this spider tool use it different, just like any other job. One way may not be everybody's way. Basically, this has got to go underneath the molding all the way around the glass. Gotta make sure it's underneath. And you wrap it all the way around. Like I said, make sure you get underneath the molding and the glass. And then when the Go all the way around over top of the clips. And back. And then this one holds it. On the other end, and I don't tighten this down. I have it loose, and then I just want it to spin and kind of go on its own. And if it slips, that's fine. It just basically keeps the string from breaking so soon. A little 90-degree with a gear reducted deal here. This device goes on the inside, and then I kind of get a piece of metal, and it helps protect certain things. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try to set this down in here. So this kind of goes down here, and it kind of protects the plastic and interior trim and all that kind of stuff. But basically, you just feed this thing through. It's a two-directional. You can go either way. So you just put it in the way that you need to, that you want to go. So we'll get this thing threaded on there. I don't know if you can see that. Just kind of get it threaded on there, get it started. Get this baby up here, suction it down. And then you hook up the drill, kind of like a winch. Start winding her in. And then once it catches, starts pulling the, I don't know if you can see that or not, it basically starts pulling that string through. And then up here it needs it, which I'll go a little further. Likes to get caught up here in the corner. So I'll stop right there, get out of the way a little bit. Bring this over here. Stick this up here. Just basically kind of helps guide the string where you want it to go, and hopefully it doesn't catch on anything metal or some of the plastic. Because then it basically will just go right through it'll go right through where it needs to be at. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Protecting the headliner. And we're on the move. Like that. Whew, boy, it's warm today. Today is very warm. Finally getting some heat. Make sure it's off of the headliner. You just keep moving this suction cup here around. Hook up the drill, and then you could actually hold your hand on it, keep it up off the headliner. Sometimes it gets kind of hot, so you got to be careful from the friction. Rocking and rolling. Love this thing. This thing's made my job so easy. You just enjoy it completely. Never used to have. I think it's only been about 5 years since we've had this. Oh. Trying to get it over top of it. across the bottom, we'll have it out. Just keep moving right on around. You can see it's coming through down here at this end. And that's okay. Just got to try to get this string over top of it. There's a plastic felt down there. Hopefully we can keep it down in there. Keep it up on the top side of that. Try to keep the string on the pulley, otherwise it gets in a bad spot. Looks like I'm cutting my felt more than I am anything. Trying to keep it above it. I don't know if it is or not. Find out when we get it out. We got enough string out here. Oh, nope. So we used up all that extra string that we had. So you take it off, unhook it. Basically just pull more slack out of it. And I always like to go all the way to the end of the reel to wind this stuff on there real good and tight. Even though I only got just a little bit across the bottom to go. I want that reel to start cutting or start winding up tight. And if you need to, I'll show you out here. If you need to, you can kind of hold on to this. If it starts to slip between my hands, you can kind of hang on to it and hold tension on it and allow it to cut. So now it just cut through. So now that you're out and you're done, and you can just grab a hold of it and just wind it in on the reel. So, I don't know how many minutes that was. Let me look on the camera. Take all that off there. See how long that was. 18 minutes. And then from here, then I just basically grab it. Slide her on out. Oil, change the oil in the wife's car, change the windshield in my van, and got a new, and then we'll glue the river mirror on the truck. I'm gonna put this in the shade. And I can get the glass ready. So yeah, I kind of cut that a little bit down there at the bottom. It's just a little protective thing down there. Just take it the rest of the way off. That way it looks the same. Just it kind of hides. It kind of keeps the glass away from the dash a little bit. It's not a big deal. Get the glass out. Got to get it cleaned up. Got a new molding for it. See, I got a little scuff pad, a little Scotch-Brite, a little window cleaner. And then these little, called a cleaning aid. Looks like a little SOS pad. And it helps clean the glass. Doesn't matter which way if you do one or the other. I like doing both. Maybe some people don't do either one, I don't know, but this is what you got to do to get this stuff to stick. It's hard to get stuff to stick to glass, especially the urethane. They do make primerless urethanes, but I would still clean and scuff this area around the glass where the urethane is going to be sticking to. So just a little light scuff there. Use this little scuff pad. Had a pop out here somewhere. Better, there it is, it's there on the ground. Better be drinking it, it's going to get warm on me. So I usually do about 6-7 of these a day. I usually drive about 200 miles a day. Like I said, going to customers' houses and whatever. I've done it for going on 25 years now. So really enjoyed this job. The tree work has just become it started with my father-in-law when he wanted some trees done when we had some ice storms, and all the tree companies were all busy at the time, and because of all their work that they were doing, so I just started going out there and helping them. Well, it was a bit dangerous work that we were doing because I wasn't in harnesses, I was on ladders and stuff like that. So I started looking up on YouTube and reading it up about it, and so I went and got all the gear and started talking to other tree guys, and so it just kind of became a hobby. Well, here's the molding, 3/4 molding, climbing trees. So it was actually pretty fun and something different, you know what I mean? I mean, once you do a job for so long, you kind of get monotonous in what you're doing. And the tree work just really took my mind off my everyday job, and you know, it was exciting to learn something new. And I like cutting trees, and I've burnt wood and all that stuff for years with my grandpa and my dad and everybody. So I just definitely learned way more than I did with other people. A lot safer. I'm sweating like crazy. Dripping all over my area here. This area has got to be clean, so I can't be dripping. Oh, Lord. Let's go grab that pop before it gets hot. Oh, the kid's got a lemonade stand. Don't see that too much. All right. Let's get this cutout tool put away. That. Now, so then the urethanes we got activators, primers, there's the oil filter and oil for the Weiss Mountaineer. I'm getting ready to go on vacation up to Michigan. Here's the activator stick and some primer sticks. So this activator stick basically just goes around the glass where I cleaned it. It's a etching chemical cleaner. What I always do is I take a little bit of this primer stick and put it on the plastic part of the molding. And that just helps adhere the urethane adhere to the plastic of the molding. And then I'll save one for up here for a couple spots if I scratch it. So now we got to trim off the urethane. Use a BTV urethane knife here. And basically just try to scrape off a nice clean layer. Pretty thin now. Can't really scrape much if it ain't there. Scrape. The tool cuts that urethane down pretty close to the body already. But this just gets you a nice, way better, cleaner area. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of rough that looks, and then how smooth it looks when you can tear that off. So any places that you might have had bare like this, put a little bit of this primer in that area. Scuffs and scratches or anything. This tool here don't cut near as bad the paint. Just only where you need it. You don't have to get crazy with it. How's it going? Okay, now that we got around the pinch weld clean, got the primer down, got the activator down around the glass, the primer on the plastic part of the molding. I always like to take some of this just in the hand caulk gun and just glue that molding down. The biggest problem is they come up or come off or go flapping, and it actually does more than just that. So that looks good. I always squeeze just a little bit out on the end. That way when it dries I can grab it and start a new end. Okay, let's get the setting device called the Little Buddy. Never used to like this thing. Now that I'm getting older, I love it. It's kind of a trick to get it set up, but once you learn it and you use it, I just can't hardly, well, I could set them by myself, but I don't want to now. So it just is a whole lot easier. So we'll get the glass flipped over. There's one that goes on the door glass, and there's one that goes on the glass that you're putting in. And there's a bunch of other type arms like this, setting devices, but we got two different types. This is kind of the old type, which I got the other one. I got a new one in the van, but I don't like it. I like this one. So you do the measurements that they want you to, and that's good to go. A little helping hand on this side, and we're ready for urethane. Let's put this away. Yeah, urethane out and glue this window in. Everybody's out mowing yards. Summer's here. Holiday weekend. Tip off. Jump up here and start laying some urethane. Always start in the middle, bottom. Not a big bead, generous bead. I'm about out, so I normally would start at the top, but I'm not, because I know that I don't have enough to go all the way around. So let's start here at the bottom on the other side. Container. Try not to get this stuff all over me. Throw it in stones. The container. I already snipped the end. If I make this leak, I can only blame myself. You try to just butt the joints together as close as you can, because you got to make connections. You just got to try to make as good a connection as you can. Normally just kind of keep it right in line, set it right in it, and start the gun. And then where you connect it at, you can kind of go over top of it. I try not to play in it too much because it seems to smear it. So I just try to mess with the corner, or mess with the connections just a little bit, just to know I got the tops of them touching each other. Kind of roll it down and push it over into the other one. Perfect. Now we're ready for the setting device in the window. Got everything ready. You don't want to wait too long. I think I can get another drink of pop. Check the suction cups one more time before you go up to it. Lock it on, and that one ain't gonna stay. I just washed the band the other day, so maybe got it washed, and there's probably some of that Rain-X window stuff, Rain-X or whatever they put at the car wash on it. Clean it with your window cleaner. Go back with your measurement and try it again, because you definitely don't want these suction cups to let go. I've had them let go a couple times, and it's not cool. Not cool at all. Usually you're buying a paint job. Feel good? Feels good. Come across. Oh, shit. No, it ain't. What's it doing? Something's. Oh, all kinds of problems here. Damn thing here's turning. What the hell's going on? Try that again. So I don't like this thing sometimes. You gotta rely on them suction cups way too much. Get another glove on. Can't wait around here too long. I don't want that glue to get setting up on me. It's an hour safe to drive urethane that we use. My hands are gonna be all wet. All right, come on. You can hold it, would you? Looks good when it's holding. Hold it on that stop. And then you can get it picked up. Get it set down where it needs to be. Check right there on them stops. Perfect. Put a little pressure on it. Help set it down in there. Whew. Damn, that was aggravating right there. Good. It's covering the molding good, covering the car good. Looks like that other side needs to come up. Sounds like that's on. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, see, like you got a little dirt line there. You know, and the dirt line's not really, so just, you have a little time to move it around. Whoop, that need be. There. There, you just cover up the dirt line. Push on it just a touch. And past that, everything will sit down on its own. The weight of the glass will do it. Now I gotta try to pick this thing out because it didn't come out with the trim piece. So you gotta kind of pull up on it and then push this little tab in to get this piece to come up. Kind of a right clip right there, and you gotta release that clip and pick up on it at the same time. There. So then that can go back on this molding cow panel. Go back in. Just don't forget to hook up the washer fluid. Back down on there, right? Snaps in. Snaps in. Wipers on. I got to get that screw in first before I put the wipers on. Wipers in a good spot. Tighten them back down. You don't have to tighten them up too tight, just get them snug. Otherwise you just strip them. Put the caps on. Put the other Phillipses on. yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get some tree videos up. Actually vacationing up in Michigan to our place at the river. Might do a couple trees up there. Just haven't had any here at home. And I guess that's okay, because that's obviously not my livelihood. It's just extra money. Helps me pay for toys. You saw, used to help, you know, keep the kids in clothes, pay bills. Kids are getting older now. Let's get the mirror to put on. That didn't feel very snug, but I'll tighten that up later. Let's get the river mirror. How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Oh my gosh, I'm making a video. How not to? They asked me if I'd make a video of doing this, and so of course I got a chip in my own window and it broke and cracked. And so, man, is this nice? It's a bit hot right now, but
Well, yeah, it's a little quick. I feel like we just had the
Yeah,
heat on
we-
10 days ago?
yeah, we just missed the we missed spring.
Yeah. We're missing all the rain.
Oh. Done with that. So river mirror, razor blade, Loctite 312. This stuff is amazing. So just get in here. Try to remember where your spot's at. I always just I don't take all the excess glue off. I stop at a certain point, and then that way I know, like right there is where I want the other one. So you take and you get all this, about cut my finger. Try to get all this excess off. If you got a wire wheel, wire brush, that would probably help. I could probably just go, but you know, let's say I'm just doing this at somebody's house or something. This is exactly what I do. And it works. I just don't know where you can find that 312 at. So you just get all this cleaned off. Get her good and shiny. Because the stuff at the hardware and stuff, they don't work near as good as this 312 does. Loctite. So this particular type of, you reach through that little groove. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Reach through that little groove and that pops right out of there. So just remember the way that it came out. That is probably the most important thing. And it's a two-part activator. Shake it up, spray out a little bit, spray some on the button, spray some on the glass where you want it to stick, put a couple daubs of the glue, and then just hold it up there. And I ain't kidding you, this stuff in just a few seconds will sit there and hold it. To me, that's amazing. Just leave it sit on there for 15-20 seconds, and I might leave it on there for a minute or so, but you can go ahead and hang the mirror right after you get done putting that on there. And then when you hang the mirror, then it just slides over the top on this particular brand. So alrighty, well, that's pretty much it. What do we got? 52 minutes. So we did a Chevy Savana 2500 GMC. I believe it's a 16. Let's look at it here. Pretty sure it's a 16. I can't remember what I'm driving. Yeah, 4 of 16. So it's a 16 2500 windshield. Glued a rear mirror button on.